Hello, beautiful hearts. Welcome to Enny's Diamond Stories, where we tell the kind of stories that linger in your spirit, uplift your soul, and reflect the raw, powerful grace of God in everyday life. Today's story is about a seemingly perfect family shattered by a dangerous secret, and the love, courage, and faith that helped them rebuild. You'll cry. You'll reflect. You'll believe again in restoration. So settle in. Turn off distractions. This story is one you don't want to miss. They look perfect. The Aditokans. A family admired by many. A couple who led prayer meetings. Two children who were polite and brilliant. But sometimes, behind the beauty lies a storm waiting to break. And in this family, the storm had already begun, quietly. It was Family Thanksgiving Sunday. The Aditokans came in coordinated blue. People clapped as they danced to the altar. They gave. They smiled. But only Temilade, their daughter, noticed the pain in her mother's smile and the emptiness in her father's eyes. At night, her mother prayed alone. Her father claimed to be too tired again. Their once vibrant devotions had become short and dull. Temilade began journaling her observations. She sensed something was wrong. But she didn't have proof. Yet. That week, her father changed his phone password. Her mother found a receipt for a hotel in another city, dated last month, when he said he was at a conference. She held the receipt in her hand and cried into a pillow. She didn't confront him. She turned to God. Her strength came in secret tears. And Temilade began to pray, "Lord, reveal what's hidden." The strange key was found in a drawer beneath the wardrobe. Her mother mentioned it briefly and tucked it away. But Temilade remembered it. One day, while alone at home, she was led to her father's locked wooden box, one he always said contained old church files. Her heart pounded as she inserted the key. Click! The lid lifted. Inside were love letters. Photos. Gifts. Even a birth certificate, a girl born just 2 years ago. Temilade's legs gave way. Her own father. Had another child? For 3 days, Temilade avoided her father. She grew silent. Her grades dropped. At night, she cried softly into her pillow, whispering prayers into her sheets. Her younger brother Daniel noticed too. The house grew tense, with love now buried under layers of doubt. She finally confided in her mother, who was shattered but not surprised. Her mother held her, and together they wept. But the next thing her mother said would change everything. "We will fight this. On our knees." One evening, her father sat reading when Temilade placed the photos on the table. No words. Just evidence. He dropped the book, staring in disbelief. Shame flooded his face. Her mother entered the room. Calm. Firm. Radiating strength born from pain. She asked only one question: why? He broke. His lips trembled. He confessed to a long-lost flame, a lonely season, a night that became a habit. But now, he had a second family, and a double life. He begged for time. For healing. For silence. Instead, he packed a bag and left. For 8 long months, they heard nothing. No calls. No support. No apology. Her mother sold jewelry to pay fees. Daniel started working part-time. Temilade fasted every Thursday. They grew stronger. Closer. Even in pain, they laughed again. They became a trio of warriors, wounded, but walking. And then came the call. It was a Wednesday morning. A strange number rang Temilade's phone. It was her father. He was sick. Broke. Alone. The other woman had moved abroad with the baby. She left no forwarding address. And the house he secretly rented was sold. He wanted to come home, not just to the house, but to the family. Her mother didn't respond right away. She prayed for 7 days. He returned, unshaven, humble, repentant. He cried in front of his children. He confessed in front of the pastor. He entered therapy. He joined men's accountability groups. He fasted. He repented. Their mother took time. Boundaries were placed. Healing was slow, but it began. They didn't sweep it under the rug. They faced it. Together. Temilade graduated with honors. Her father stood beside her. Not as a perfect man, but as a forgiven one. Daniel got baptized. Her mother began mentoring young wives in church. They even held a family seminar, titled Restored by Grace. They renewed their vows in a small, private gathering. Love didn't look like flowers and fireworks anymore. It looked like honesty. Like quiet hugs. Like family dinners. Like praying together again. Lessons to learn. Secrets multiply pain. One night of compromise can cost years of peace. Children feel what parents try to hide. Mothers carry silent strength that builds nations. Prayer doesn't always prevent the storm, but it gives you strength to stand in it. True repentance is shown, not spoken. Boundaries are love in action. God restores, but He uses process, not magic. Forgiveness doesn't erase the past, it redeems it. Healing is a decision, not a feeling. 10 powerful and practical ways couples and families can resolve deep issues like the one portrayed in The Secret That Broke Us, The Love That Healed Us. 1. Confront with truth, not rage. Temilade and her mother confronted the father not with shouting, but with calm strength and solid evidence. Plan a quiet, private moment. Present facts with clarity and grace. Avoid accusations. Focus on understanding, not attacking. 2. Take time to process, not to react. Her mother didn't immediately explode, she processed silently, cried alone, and chose her moment. Give space for your emotions to settle before confronting a painful issue. Journal. Pray. Seek counsel. Rash reactions can deepen wounds. 3. Use prayer as a strategy, not just comfort. The family turned to fasting and prayer when they had no idea what to do next. Set dedicated days to fast and pray over the issue. Ask God for clarity, wisdom, and healing. Don't underestimate spiritual warfare in family restoration. 4. Allow space for accountability. The father joined a men's accountability group and began therapy after confessing. When one partner fails, healing involves action. Support therapy, mentorship, and church groups where transparency and growth are required. 5. Set healthy boundaries, not walls. Though he was welcomed back, the mother didn't let him rush into family life again. Boundaries were clearly placed. Boundaries protect healing. Allow visitation before full reintegration. Agree on expectations. Love includes limits. 6. Involve the children appropriately. Temilade and Daniel were not shielded from the truth, they were part of the healing journey. Don't pretend in front of children. With age-appropriate language, help them understand what's happening. Their hearts need healing too. 7. Rebuild spiritual routines together. The family started praying together again and even led a family seminar. Begin small, devotionals, mealtime prayers, worship nights. Faith restores emotional intimacy. 8. Replace shame with service. The mother began mentoring young wives, turning her pain into purpose. Use your healed wounds to help others. Start a support group. Volunteer. Teach others what God taught you through your pain. 9. Celebrate milestones together. They celebrated Temilade's graduation and renewed their vows. Find reasons to rejoice again: birthdays, spiritual achievements, reconciliation dates. These rebuild memories and create new joy. 10. Choose forgiveness daily. The mother didn't forgive once, she chose to walk through it every day, with grace and boundaries. Healing is a process. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It means refusing to let bitterness dominate the future. Pray for strength to keep choosing peace. These steps, rooted in faith and love, can help any hurting family begin their journey toward healing, just like the Adetokans. The Adetokan family stands today, not because they were perfect, but because they were willing. Willing to confront, to confess, to cry, to forgive, and to rebuild. Your family may be hurting. Your heart may be broken. But remember this. The same God who restored theirs can restore yours. If this story moved your heart, then you're in the right place. Like this video. Share it with someone carrying pain. Comment your thoughts on how God has restored you. And don't forget to subscribe to Enny's Diamond Stories, where every story reminds us that God writes the best endings. Until next time. Hold on to hope. Because God holds on to you.